You have always wanted to be a dancer, ever since you were a child growing up and seeing them perform in the local marketplace. The town of Netska in the south of the Desert Realm always seemed to be a rough and ready place. But the festival was the one time it felt safe and tranquil. The dancers would arrive from the town of Kulig, from a place known as the Academy, and, led by their tutor, they would perform beautiful and flowing dances across the stage set up in the town square, or at least what passed for a town square in Netska. Recalling these memories, you have decided to answer the call and join a man by the name of Maximus in his new troupe. He is calling for all dancers to attend, and though you yourself are self-taught, you feel ready to take on such a new and exciting challenge. Upon arriving at Fort Titan, you find your way to where Maximus is to be found, the Empire Inn, where he is having a conversation with the Innkeeper. You decide to let them talk before making your presence known.
What's with all the caravans and carts out there?
If you must know, a pointless endeavour at the rate I'm going. I've been betrayed. Besides, I had a dream. A dream to create the greatest show the monarchy has ever seen.
Oh, you're a dreamer. I get you. One of those with big ideas above your station. Let me guess. You're one of those troop leaders.
I was part of a troop, one of the best in the land, in fact. I travelled far and wide, until we decided to disband and go our separate ways. Now I'm seeking fame of my own, and this caravan cost me a pretty amount of coin.
I bet it did. You've got some top quality vehicles out there. Say. Wait a minute. I recognize you. Maximus, the beast tamer. So you belonged to that troop, the one with Arundella and Shy. I've heard you're having an 18-carat run of bad luck. News travels fast through the underworld. Fancy drawing the attention of the Shadow Court.
Everyone forgets the other acts, but they always remember Arundella and Shy.
Well, I'm honestly not surprised. Letting two highly talented belly dancers go like that isn't exactly the best of ideas. They were your crowd pullers.
Do you honestly think I don't know that? The group disbanded for reasons that I don't wish to go into. It was amicable and in good spirits, but the time had come for us to all go our own way.
I understand. Wait.
Oh,
I get it now. No, please tell me you're not.
What amuses you so much? I warn you, I'm a man of little patience when dealing with idiots like you.
I'm honestly surprised you managed to get any belly dancers on board for your new endeavour. A beast tamer with no business acumen, let alone someone who has no knowledge of how to run a troupe as complicated as a dance troupe.
Well, you seem to be well keyed into the situation. I would advise that you tread carefully with your words, because I am not in an entirely agreeable mood.
I bet you're not. I wouldn't be surprised if it only goes downhill from this point onwards. You can pay me now in advance, all the coin you have, so that you can have a roof over your head. I could use some extra hands around here anyway.
Don't you ever dare to be condescending in my presence ever again. I have contacts and allies who can make your life, not to mention your business, very complicated indeed.
Yes. Well, it was only a suggestion, considering you will be rather poor. I see your point is well made, Maximus. Perhaps we can come to some sort of arrangement.
You aren't learning, are you? When you saw my name on the poster for the original troupe, did you ever happen to note my family name?
I honestly never bothered to look. Arundella and Shy were my main priorities.
I am not surprised.
No, I bet you're not.
Anyhow, it doesn't matter what my name is. Just pour me another drink, and I'll tell you how I see the future of this troupe in question.
Oh, well, if you have time to tell it, I have time to listen. Not like I have much of a choice, really.
To be brutally honest, you don't. Now, let me tell you how I foresee it.
Well, I'd say you haven't got time. It looks like you have a potential new recruit just walked through the door. They seem to be looking directly at you.
Hey, you. Yes, you. Don't just stand there. Come over here. So, you're looking to join our little family then? I can see it in your eyes that you want to join us. Oh, is that so? How long have you been a bellydancer for then? That long, eh? Well, we'll see how good you are. Let's get you signed up. I'll have a chat with the other dancers and get them to show you around and talk you through everything. Well, it's not that easy, because if you want to join our little family, you have to pass the test.
I've heard about that. Is it true, Maximus?
Every word is true, barkeep. So, you think you've got what it takes? Very well. Sign here on the dotted line, and I'll take you to meet the others. You're going to need all the guidance and help you can get to pass the test. Wandering throughout the camp set up within the fort, you hear the sound of music coming from a tent. You decide to investigate and find a beautiful dancer rehearsing for her performance. She is mysterious and welcoming. Some say she has powers that allow her to control the audience. This is a secret you are hoping to learn in time during your participation in the troupe. Should you pass the test. It is a power that few have and control easily. She stops and notices you as you stand there watching, and addresses you.
Oh. Hello. You must be the new recruit Maximus was telling me about. I wondered how soon it would be before we met. I'm Sophia. I'm the senior dancer here, if you will. Not that I'm actually too fond of that title. I'm actually quite youthful myself. Well, yes. I've been a belly dancer for a number of years, actually. But just because I'm the most experienced amongst many of this troupe doesn't mean I can't keep up with them. I'm known for my rhythmic skills, after all. Well, if you're going to make it in this group, you're going to have to pass what's known as the test. Maximus likes newcomers to perform without rehearsal for an audience. First time. Let me guess. He didn't tell you that. Maximus is sly, but his heart's in the right place. At least, I think he has a heart. Oh, nothing. It's nothing. Just something someone mentioned a while ago when we first met. I was in a town a couple of months back, and funny, now that I come to think of it, I can't remember much about our first meeting, except I was very keen to join him. There I was, performing without rehearsal on stage. It all felt so natural to me. Not surprising. I've been dancing for a number of years. How did I become a belly dancer? Answer me this. Have you ever visited the town of MacLeod? From your reaction, I'd say you've heard of it. Rough border town on the edge of the desert realm in the monarchy. Do you know, that's where the Shadow Court recruit their enforcers. No, I guess you don't need to know that. Well, enough about the Shadow Court. I was going to tell you how I became a dancer, wasn't I? Well, I grew up in MacLeod. My mother used to dance in the local tavern. She taught me all the moves I know to this day. Well, because it's such a dangerous place, that town was never visited by the scouts from the academy. So, my talents were wasted. For many years, I practiced with my friends. We built our own local troupe. Aria, she was the best at it. Her belly rolls were the talk of the town. The way she could move her stomach muscles like flowing water was a sight to behold. After a while, as we grew up, we continued to practice, and we were invited to perform in the local tavern, as my mother did. My mother had grown too old, so now my own talent became the source of my family's income. We could keep whatever they threw at us. Okay, don't get me wrong. It certainly was degrading, and the men in that place were hardly the type I would know as a gentleman. Not like Maximus. They wanted so much more from us. And that was when Arya made her mistake. Look, if it's okay with you, I don't think I can carry on talking about this. Besides, there isn't much more to tell you. After the event, I started wandering the desert, performing where I could, and eventually, after quite a few years of some travel, I came across Maximus. He invited me to join after seeing me perform at the inn in Port Call. The rest, as they say, is history. It's much more of a life than you can imagine. Roaming the desert on your own for years can leave you with a bitter taste in the mouth. Maximus was one of the best things that ever happened to me. He helped me find a new family, one I could relate to. It was here that Maximus encouraged me to embrace the dance. He encouraged me to build up my skills. As the first performing member of this troupe, I've become altogether quite important to the management. Oh yes, I'm not just a dancer. I help run this show too, keeping the books and the payments in order. Indeed. It's a responsibility I take very seriously. Maximus rewards his dancers for their loyalty. I don't intend to lose that reward. No. It's not what you think. Rewards for loyalty need not go down that road. No, his rewards involve top billing on the posters, the best room at the inns, access to the most impressive costumes, that sort of thing. As I said, he's firm, but fair. Yes, well, you don't look like much to me. Your costume is good. Well, could be a little more desert realm. It looks so very Ondarian. Don't misunderstand me. The Ondarian look is fine. But as bellydancers, we represent the ancient traditions of the desert realm. We're destined to hold on to the legacy of our ancestors. Here, let me fix you just a little. Just a little. There. That's a little better. Good. You look the part now. A little more mysterious. The makeup acts as a symbol of our ancestry, something only we truly understand. Love magic. Well, you don't need to be concerned with the powers of love magic just yet. Maybe one of us, but it takes years of practice to learn the secrets of love magic. Elena is the most powerful dancer who can use it. Can I use it? Well, I have training in love magic, that's correct. However, I don't fully concentrate on the mystical side of the belly dance. That's for the others to worry about, if they so choose. I, on the other hand, wish to concentrate on my moves. I've been keen to keep myself active and performance fit. You need to be when you have such a schedule as the one Maximus puts together. Don't look so worried. It's not that bad. It's the schedule of stops that we have. We'll have a day or two break in between, but we do need to keep rehearsing. Maximus himself said it. This show, it's all about the dance. He didn't want a troupe, like the one he's just left. He knows our popularity. Well, you can rehearse with me. I've been practicing a few moves today. Remember, bend your knees slightly and follow my lead. Okay? Take a deep breath in and out, and ground yourself from head through your feet to the earth. Arms up. Keep your wrists smooth, flowing. Now, let's do our hip circles. Ready? Back, forth, side to side. Slowly at first. And then faster. Arms. There you go. Belly roll. You're doing well. Okay. Well, thank you. As I've said, I've had years of practice. I kind of slowed it down so that you could follow me. When I actually dance, it could be quite intense. I doubt you as a new member would be able to keep up with my rhythmic capabilities just yet. No offense, but I've only seen you follow my simple movements. Don't worry. I'll be watching you when you perform for that crowd for the first time later on. The test is said to be unforgiving, but we've all had to do it. Well, of course I had to do it. I may be the first member, but even I had to perform impromptu the first time. I was shocked at first, but you know something? He has a way of easing the mind. I don't know how to explain it, but he has something of the night about him. Now, what would give you that impression? I don't expect Maximus would be too pleased to hear you make that accusation. Vampires. It's common knowledge that most bellydancers have a hatred of vampires. I'm no exception. Have you ever met a dancer by the name of Shay? She hates them with a passion. Mind you, I've heard rumors that she's a spy for the Ondarian monarchy. Some sort of group dedicated to hunting vampires. Not that I'd know anything about that, of course. Are you trying to be funny? I wouldn't recommend it. There are a number of people in this place that such a sense of humor will not go down well. Maximus, as I've already mentioned, is one of them. Look, I know you're keen to please everyone here, but I'll be honest. You can't please everybody. It's impossible. Well, I don't want to keep you any longer. You need to practice. You should go and rest, and with your unplanned performance later, you're going to need all the energy you can get. I'll see you on the dance floor.
You have decided to take a wander through the forest. The smell of the trees are enticing, and you hope to find some inspiration for costuming. Perhaps a lost feather here, a flower there to place in your outfit. You meet up with another dancer, who signs for you to follow her. She begins to perform, and you realize you are in the presence of someone very powerful and mystical indeed. She is clearly connected to nature, and you can sense the energy of the earth that flows through her. She is both beautiful and enchanting to behold. Her movements flow. In time, you hope to be at the same level and skill as her. You have returned to the tavern to get some sleep. It's been a long day. In the room next to your own, having paid it from your own coin, you hear the sound of someone who appears to be in a less than sober state of mind. You decide to investigate. You discover another dancer who appears to be drunk and very upset with Maximus. Indeed, for reasons you are unable to understand. She appears to be in a state of anger and hatred towards him, though you are unable to completely comprehend what she is saying. It seems she has a want for revenge. Yet you find Maximus charming and a supportive master of ceremonies. He doesn't appear to have an evil bone in his body.
think I'm having fun.
You find yourself in another tent. Appearing before you is a male dancer, topless and rather of a large figure. He seems to welcome you, and you sense there is more to him than meets the eye. He seems friendly enough, but his voice sounds strange, almost shallow and inhuman. Perhaps he is one of those who infiltrates troops such as this to find his next victim. Perhaps he is a vampire. He seems keen to show his skills as a dancer, and begins to address you in a rather distinct voice. His accent seems to show he is from a particular area of the desert realm. Perhaps he is one of the nomadic tribes who wander the land, looking for treasures and artifacts to bring them closer to the supernatural world around them. It seems he will hold on to his secrets for now, however. He starts to tell you about himself and his skills.
Welcome, my friend. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Vespasian, and I am one of the male belly dancers in this group. I have been dancing for many years, and now I welcome you to joining our little family. Yes, I am trained in the art, as you might say, from hip circles to the belly roll. I have mastered them all, and I hope that I will be able to impart some of my expertise upon you, my friend. Well, of course, I'm not in full costume. I don't have my hip scarf or coin belt on, mainly because I find them quite heavy to practice in. I like a more comfortable, colorless kind of ensemble. I keep only my best costumes for when I'm actually on the stage. Pardon? Did you say the crown of the Tyrant King? What do you know about the crown of the Tyrant King? Who are you working for? I bet Cleo doesn't trust me. I bet she doesn't trust me. Wouldn't surprise me. She puts all her trust in my idiot half-brother Trajan. Look, I'm trying to find the crown of the Tyrant King for a friend. Maximus knows where it's located, and they asked me to do a little digging for them. So, if you want to get by on this, you keep this to yourself, understood? Good. I'm so very glad that we have come to our agreement. I would so hate to have to, how shall I put it, report you to Maximus for disobedience. It would not do you well, especially considering you have not yet passed the test. Oh, my friend, everyone has to pass the test. It is a ritual that we have to go through when we first join the Caravan. If you wish to become a permanent member, you have to pass the test. Now, how do I remember it? I assume you have spoken to the other dancers. It doesn't matter if you have or if you haven't. Suffice to say, the test is something far more, how shall I put it, intense. You have to keep the crowd in your hands. You have to keep them mesmerized with your movements. You cannot allow them to gain the upper hand, as it were, with your, how shall I say? Yes, exactly like that. Do not become distracted, my friend. Otherwise, it will be very unfortunate for you should the outcome be less than agreeable. I feel that you have what it takes. You have the potential. Whether or not you will pass is another question. But I see the potential in you. Yes, I genuinely see the potential. Yes. Yes. Of course. And if you do well, you will get better, brighter costumes. And you will have the opportunity to stay in the finer apartments of the many inns we stop at on the way. Those who do not do so well remain in their tents or their caravans, cramped, dark, damp in the winter. Not that we have experienced winter here in the desert realm for many centuries. I of course imagine what will happen once we start moving into the monarchy and into the more dampened climates. Yes. Yes, indeed. You remind me of someone, my friend. I'm not going to tell you who, but I feel good things about you, and I honestly think that if you stick with me and learn my secrets of the dance, we can go far as a partnership, duetting on stage, dancer to dancer. What do you say, my friend? Are you with me? Good. Good. Then let us hope you pass the test, and I will be able to induct you properly into the performance sequences that we perfect in this family of dancers. I look forward to seeing you on the stage later for the test. I shall be watching with most great interest. Farewell, my friend, and we shall meet again, I hope. Never forget my name. It is Vespasian, and I am potentially your greatest dance partner that you will ever have had. Until we meet again, my friend. Until we meet again. Fare thee well.
You decide to take a wander back into the desert. The fort being on the border, this is easy, and having been cleared, you are free to come and go as you please. When you reach an area that you think is far enough away from the camp to take some time for yourself, you notice another dancer. She is practicing her art. You decide to lay out your meditation rug and watch her rehearsal. She notices, stops, and decides to talk with you.
exciting. Are you ready? I'm your dance partner. Didn't anyone tell you? They paired us together for Maximus' stupid test. Well, yeah, I am a dancer, just like you. I mean, you walked in on me practicing. I'm dressed to perform, so why wouldn't I be? My attitude? I don't know who else you've been talking to, but I am exhausted. I have so much to do all the time. I'm running back and forth between rehearsals, love magic rituals, meetings, costume fittings, more rehearsals. Yes, I said love magic. Are you not familiar with it? I thought all of us knew it. They taught it to us at the academy. Alina made sure it was part of our training. Let me guess. You're one of those senior dancers that, self-taught and everything. Well, I can assure you that you've never... Why does it matter so much? I mean, love magic rituals, love magic itself is really hard to learn. You need a lot of patience, dedication, and the skill. It's not something you can just snap your fingers and have. So why does it matter that much? You don't know why it's so important to you? How can you not know why it's so important? I mean, there are reasons to learn it. The quickest way you could have learned it was if you wanted to become a healer, but you've decided to go down the hard route, I'm afraid. Well, I mean, not even every dancer gets to learn love magic. Because it's secret. I mean, it requires years of dedication and focus to master it. I mean, with Alina it comes naturally, but she's from the Order of the Ancient Ones, and it's literally in her bloodline. But otherwise, I mean, you have to really dedicate... Why didn't I stay to learn it? Well, because you do need to learn it out in the world. It's... Look, can I be honest with you? We're here to perform for an audience, and when we're rehearsing, and when we're on a break, we're on a break. You have no idea how badly I need my breaks. So I'm not here to be your friend. So stop with the questions. It's really tiresome, and I'm so tired already. Oh, I'm being cold? You need to understand. While I am a dancer like you, I'm not just a dancer. There's more to me than that. It's dangerous, and that's all you need to know. And that's why I'm not here to make friends. You look concerned. Maybe you're finally seeing reason. So don't ask any more questions about me, please, if you don't mind. About the set? Okay. Now you're asking questions I don't know the answer to. Maximus wants to see what we can do, how capable we are at our art form. He doesn't just take any random dancer, he only takes what he considers to be the best. The crowd pleasers, he calls them. And I intend to be his ultimate crowd pleaser. Arundella? What do you know about Arundella? I think for your own sake, you ought to tell me here and now. Don't hide the truth from me. I can tell when someone's lying. So it is true. She moved to Necrotia to dance for the Lord of the City? I should have known. I knew when we first crossed paths that there was something about her that seemed strange. It didn't register with me at first, but now that you're telling me all this, I think I'm beginning to understand. Well, Necrotia used to be the city known as Drebin, but it's been overrun by dark forces, so... ruled by a madman, they say. A lord named Volkov. He's obsessed with finding the crown of the Tyrant King, and his council contains members of a group called the Dark Mages. From what I understand, they're planning to resurrect the Tyrant King once they find his crown. Well, what do you mean, how do I know all this? Look, like I said, I'm not just an amazing dancer. I'm also very observant. It's my nature. I mean, people come in from all sorts of different places to see us, and a lot of them talk, and sometimes people don't think that the dancers listen, but we do. Look, I don't need to tell you about my whole biography. You'd best not ask any more about it. Will you change subject quickly? You're learning. Thank you. Yes, my costume is very beautiful, isn't it? It was specifically made for me by one of the finest costumers in the desert realm, a woman by the name of Amazon. Well, no offense, but I doubt that you would be able to afford her costumes. I mean, for me, this took a long time to save up for. And the coins are my favorite part. They make such nice sounds. There's the coins up here, but then also these as well. They go all around. There's even a few that go along the seam of the leg. You like that? You're easily pleased as well, then. It's not just my costume and the sounds it makes that keeps the audience engaged. Like I said, I'm a crowd pleaser. My skills are unlike any you've ever seen before. So, when we're on stage, don't try to upstage me. You won't succeed anyway. Don't try to be clever. Shay was my secondary tutor at the academy before she left me to make a name for myself. She's beautiful and talented. I hardly think she would have time for a troupe like this. Despite what Maximus may have told you, Shay may have traveled with a group, but like all dancers, she despises vampires. Why? You're really asking me why? Or are you a vampire? Well, you don't need to be so defensive. We hate vampires because they use our art to get what they want. We're natural enemies, if you will. Vampires use charm and I don't know how to put it, but they try to entrance their victims, and they use our art of dance in order to get close, to satisfy their own thirst for blood. They turn what we do, what makes us special, into something used to kill, or hurt at least. Look, I'm not a storyteller. I was practicing before you came in, and now I'm sitting here babysitting you. I've got better things to do. Well, I never said I was a newcomer. I said we were paired together for the test. Maximus likes to do that because I'm such a good dancer that I make an incredible teacher. And new dancers can keep up with me the best, but that doesn't mean I'll make it easy for you. But my true beauty really shines through when I dance alone. Don't look so nervous. I'm sure you're gonna do fine for a beginner. No, I'm sure you're going to do fine in the test. It's just that I've never really seen you dance before, and your costume is a little basic. I mean, it's an eye-catching color, but you need more than that. I mean, I'm essentially wearing black, but it's adorned with golden beads and coins. Don't you have anything like that? Any jewelry? Anything that accentuates the flow of your movement? Or makes sounds? What about the zills? You know, those finger symbols? Anything at all? Good, because you're gonna have to use all of that. Well, I would suggest going, taking some time and getting ready. Your makeup is fine. You've probably had help with that. It looks like it's the traditional symbolism of the desert realm. It's fine. A little basic, but it's fine. Yeah, well, I would go and get ready then. You've got some time. I have a set that I'm about to do before you come out and join me. As you know, I'm aiming to be the star of the show, and Maximus has given me the opportunity to be just that. I want the whole monarchy, from the desert realm to the forest realm, to know exactly who I am. I want to be known across the uncharted ocean, in the far-off lands on the other side. Yes, it is amusing that it's called the uncharted ocean, considering how well we know the shipping routes. But I could go on and on about geography. Choreography, that's what's important. So, well, before you go, let's see some of your moves. I mean, if we are going to be dancing together, you might as well show me what you can do. Go on. All right, that's enough. You're doing fine, honestly. You could benefit from a little bit more relaxation in your hips, and that undulation that you just did was a little jagged, again, just as if you're too tense. So just relax your body a little bit. It's meant to flow. Well, I could show you a couple moves to just help you in the test if you promise to keep your distance from me, except when we dance together on stage. Okay. Well, I'm just going to show you a couple things, just really basic things, and then you can try, okay? You follow my lead? Okay, all right. So the first really basic thing to do is just a circle, just with your hips. Keep your upper body as still as possible. And just do a circle. Like you're drawing a circle on the ground. Yes, exactly like that. And as you go, you can do some things with your hands that sort of catch the audience's attention. Give them something to look at. Draw attention to areas. That's the basic one, and exactly what you're doing, you were already doing it, but just, again, relaxation in your hips. So, I'm going to show you one more thing, Again, I saw you sort of doing it. It was a little jagged, so just to do it a little bit more relaxed. You're going to take your hips again, and like you're drawing on the floor, you're going to try to draw an infinity symbol on the floor, like a sideways number 8, okay? So just whatever hip you want to start with, just move it forward and around and around and around. Do you understand? Again, when you have the general motion down, try to keep your upper body as still as possible and just and depending on the flow of whatever music is playing, you can get a little bit more into it if you want to. Or you can make it a little bit more tight. Not in your hips, but in your core. Exactly. You're doing a good job. I am honestly impressed at the speed in which you're learning. You're a fast learner, and that's a really good thing, okay? I hear my music starting, so I'm gonna go. You have about 10 minutes to go get ready if you want to add some more jewelry and stuff, okay? Alright, well, I'll see you on stage. It was a pleasure meeting you.
It seems you are getting close to taking part in the test. You are excited and nervous at the same time, not knowing what to expect from it. Maximus has high hopes that you will perform well, and you will indeed become part of the show. You will have to work hard, however, to become the dancer you've always wanted to become. It is a long road to become one of the greatest in the land, and for your fame to spread far and wide. The Caravan is the only way you will be able to prove yourself. Remember, however, it is dependent on you passing the test. With your costume ready, you begin to step out onto the stage. The music begins to play, and you begin to dance.